Hello, welcome to White Birch Tarot. This is Lori with a croaky voice because it's very late again, and I just had a wild hair, just felt like doing this. I used to think the expression wild hair was H-A-I-R, like your hair would stick up, and then it finally dawned on me they probably mean H-A-R-E, because in the spring, hairs jump around when they're mating and stuff, and they're just silly, and I love rabbits and hares, so that's probably what they mean. But anyway, I got a wild hair and decided to do a quick reading. This is for Sunday, April 9th through like Tuesday the 11th. Apologize for my voice. I'm really tired. It's really late, and I should be in bed, but I just felt like this. So we still have the sun we still have the Sun and Jupiter conjunct Chiron in Aries. Now, Jupiter is widely conjunct. It's not as close. But there's still some examination going on of a wound in ourselves because it's in Aries, which is the self. It's still going on. So I think that's kind of what I was, thinking about. And the moon is at the end of Scorpio tonight, and it's making a lovely trine with Neptune in Pisces. So there's some really deep feeling, good imagination, kind of, watery, sensitive, intimate. Could be deep and painful because Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. It can be very deep, or it can be very lovely and intimate and imaginative and romantic with Neptune. So could go either way. And the moon is it's been about 3 days since the full moon. So I pulled this moon card. I thought I would try one of these. Since the moon's in a fixed sign, it says, hold your vision. So again, I haven't made up my mind about these cards yet. Probably you should just choose one like you do the tarot, but I feel like I should go with what the moon's doing. So the moon's in a fixed sign. Hold your vision. Okay. So I'm going to start out with a couple of quotes and then jump into the reading. And this first quote is from the naturalist John Muir, who said, "Into the forest I go to lose my mind and find my soul." I'm with him. And the poet E.E. Cummings, who, if I remember correctly, wanted his name pronounced Cummings, which makes me laugh because I love silliness. He said, "You are my sun, my moon, and all of my stars." That's great romantic energy for the moon trined Neptune. Anyway, so I did something a little bit different tonight. I pulled a card. I'm going to start at the bottom. I pulled a card to see what this is all based on. What's at the foundation? And I got the King of Cups, which is interesting because the Hierophant is actually Chiron, but I think the King of Cups is Chiron also. Chiron is the wounded healer. So the King of Cups, if you can see his feet are in the water, he rules emotions, and he's generally got them under control. But he can also be the person who can heal others, but not himself. So we may be working on healing our inner wounds, which again would go along with the Sun and Jupiter being conjunct Chiron in Aries. So this is the basis of our reading, what it's based on. And then I pulled four cards. The first four cards I pulled, 3 were major arcana, which is pretty amazing. So I drew the Devil, which again makes sense because if Chiron is healing your wounds, then the Devil is the wound itself. It's what you are chained to. And in this one, it's a little different. The Devil is more like making these people into puppets. So it's something in you that is not in your best interest that you need to discover so that you can heal it. And remember that by healing, we don't want to kick it out. Or like with the fixer, just try to, put a Band-Aid on it. You need to really investigate it and then accept it and then find out what it has to teach you. Excuse me, got an itchy nose here. And then, by examining what rules you, what you're linked to, what you're being what's the word I want? I can't think of the word I want. There's not a verb for puppeted. What you're being led by, what you're being chained to, manipulated by in your own self, that's what you want to discover. And then we get the Hermit, which tells me that you need to go within in order to discover that, because if you're out running around all day, and I know we have work to do and other things, but if you can, take some time to yourself, because if you don't withdraw, if you're constantly with others, you're not going to discover that wounded place in yourself and really sit with it. You know, he's got the raven on his shoulder, the darkness, you know. This is a pretty grim hermit. He's got the size, so he's kind of like Father Time in a way. But it just means, you know, go within and be still and find out what is really, you know, what egoic part of myself is being triggered right now that's saying, do this, you got to do that, or whatever. Just try to, you know, find out where you're being led, even if it's just an emotional thing where you feel like, I wish I hadn't done that, or I wish I could stand up for myself, or whatever it is. Find out why you're not. Find out why you're doing what you're doing or not doing what you want to do. And then we have the Magician. And this shows us that we need to use this Aries energy to decide what we want and go for it. We have the tools, but he's got one hand pointing up to the heavens and one hand pointing down to the earth. We need to be the conduit, the vessel, the what am I trying to say? Sorry, I'm so tired. We need to be I want to say the actor, but we need to be the person in the middle. We need to harness the spiritual energy and bring it down to earth. And you know, we're the people that do that. I mean, I don't know. When I say we, I'm talking about humans, although I believe animals are just as sacred as we are, but humans have a specific capacity to consciously channel that energy into what we want. And we have the tools to do it. We don't always realize that, but this is telling me that we need to, well, here's the Moon card. We need to hold our vision, okay? We need to have a vision and then hold it and then channel the energy that we need into ourselves and use it. And then here comes the Knight of Pentacles. And I like the Knight of Pentacles. He's a little slow. You notice his horse isn't moving, but he's got some growth in his hand, and a pentacle, which is solid, it's reliable, it's earthy. You know, he's bringing you something, and this is something to ground yourself into. This is the part of yourself where you can feel like you can rely on yourself. And again, it could be someone else coming in to help you, who's bringing you something like solid and real instead of just an empty promise. This is someone coming, like literally giving you something, and you may have to pay for it. Like right now, I've got this man who's working on some house projects for me, and I feel like he's really doing me a good service. I'm paying him for it, but I'm very thankful for him. So here comes someone in to help you, and it could be a part of yourself, or it could literally be someone else. And then I decided to draw a card to see what is crossing us. What is our challenge? And I got the Seven of Swords. And this can be, if this is part of you, this can be the need for you to not be like, not like confront someone boldly, but to use diplomacy and sometimes even secrecy. Not to be like a liar, I don't mean that, but just to be careful, like to take care of yourself and not give everything away, and watch out for yourself and keep your swords hidden so that others don't steal them. And it can also be watching out to make sure that someone else doesn't do that to you, because this can be the card of someone else sneaking in and taking what belongs to you. They can take your energy, they can, you know, whatever. Just watch out for people that aren't reliable. We got someone reliable, we got the Knight of Pentacles, but there could be someone else who's not reliable. So watch out for that. And again, this could be you having to use some guile, not a word you very often, but some, you know, a little bit of not lying, but just keeps you, you know, keep your stuff to yourself, and you don't have to share it with everybody. And then this just kind of came out. I didn't really want it, but it came out, so I took it. And this, I felt like this was our overall energy card because it came out at the end. And this is the Page of Cups. And this is a very tender, new emotion that we're working with. And this could be very much related to what we discover when we go into our Chiron conjunct the Sun, conjunct Jupiter in Aries, the wound, the wounded part of ourself. That could be an emotional wound. We find that it shows us where it's been controlling us. That's the word I was looking for, control. We find that, and then we need to take care of it by, you know, this is the magician who's clearing it out, saying, no, I declare that this is no longer going to keep me captive. I'm calling down some divine energy to help me with this. And we go within, first of all, so we can, you know, channel that and get to it. And then in comes the gift of some solidity, which could be within ourselves or someone else offering us something. And the end result is a new, very tender emotion that we must nurture in order to keep it alive. If you don't tend to it, it will die. So if something comes up with your wound or your, you know, whatever you discover, something may be controlling you, or even someone else kind of sneaking around behind your back or whatever, just be gentle with the emotion that comes out. You can handle it, but you're going to have to be very kind to yourself and dig into that solid place within yourself. Or if someone else offers you some solid help, take it. Okay. All right. Just for the heck of it, I'm not going to, let me think. I'm not going to pull an oracle card tonight because I feel like this is already self-explanatory, but I feel like drawing an animal card. Okay, I clearly didn't shuffle this. If this wants to come out again, but it was kind of, I didn't shuffle very much, and I got the same one I drew last time, so it just didn't feel right to me. I'm not a very good shuffler, which is why I pull these ahead of time so you don't have to sit here and wait for me. Why do 3 always come out? I don't want 3. I don't want 3. I'm going to take the top one. Horse spirit. Freedom is yours. Okay. Well, you know what? That's what this is telling us right here. Something is keeping us not free, and it's time to find out what that is and banish it. And again, when I say banish, I don't mean reject. If it's something within yourself, you're going to have to love it into, I was going to say love it into non-existence. Love it into transformation. That's a better way to put it. So freedom is yours. Okay, this one fell out again. All right, I give up. It came out again. Koala spirit. Spirit has a plan. Well, it better. That's all I gotta say. Okay, Spirit has a plan. I'll take it. I'll take it. Let's take it and run with it. Okay, thank you so much for listening. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons, and I will talk to you again soon. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. Blessings. Good night.